Hi, I'm going to talk to you today about different ways that you can prepare your child for writing. When engaging in writing, young children often mirror what they see around them. They often mirror what adults are doing, or older children, what they're doing with writing. For example, writing lists, writing notes, text messaging, and they're observing the way that writing is used in our everyday lives. Writing is a terrific way for children to express their thoughts, their creativity, and their uniqueness. It's also a very fundamental way in which children learn to organise their ideas. Children, as young as 2 and even younger, begin to imitate the act of writing by creating drawings and symbolic markings that represent their thoughts and ideas. And as you can see here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So after lots and lots of reading and discussion of a storybook, The Hungry Caterpillar, this little boy, who is just over 1, was starting to draw a picture. And his mother actually wrote a sentence about it. So he's already starting to see the process of writing. This is a picture of the very hungry caterpillar eating all his yummy food in the sunshine. So it's a really excellent way to build also the oral language skills and lots of really good rich vocabulary. So the first thing I suggest is make the writing process lots of fun. Incorporate writing activities into their daily play. You can begin the writing process with the tools that you were born with, your fingers. Writing doesn't have to take place with pencils or crayons. So, using your fingers helps to develop the strength and dexterity that is needed to be able to hold a pencil or any other writing tools. So the following activities that I'm going to talk to you about are going to actually help with their fine motor strength. So when we talk about fine motor strength, these are the sorts of things that you can do that will support the pincer grip, which is the ability to hold objects between the thumb and the index finger. So, if you have a look here on my table, I've got threading, so using shoelaces, string, whatever you have at home. There's no need to go out and buy lots of things. You've probably got lots of great stuff at home. Threading, Play-Doh, being able to squeeze, punch, pinch the Play-Doh, roll the Play-Doh, using lots of different Play-Doh tools like rolling pins and cutters. All this is going to help build that fine motor. Scissors, being able to use a pair of scissors correctly, remembering thumb to the sky and the 2 fingers to the ground. Open, shut, open, shut. Really important skill. Tongs or tea bag squeezers. So again, the pincer grip and being able to pick up an object, whether could be pasta, could be pom-poms, whatever you have, encouraging the children to press down. You might do lots of finger games, for example, Incy Wincy Spider. Open, shut them, open, shut them. So lots of nursery rhymes, lots of craft activities using boxes, egg cartons, wool, paper. We've got lots of different materials that you can use for construction where the children are actually building, again, using their finger strength. Playing in the sand, if you've got a sandpit, or you don't need to have a sandpit, you can just get an old baking tray and you might put flour or salt in there, and that they can use that to start forming letter shapes and drawing in the sand tray. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do to help build their fine motor strength. That is the key, or one of the key ingredients to actually developing their writing skills. So building on from the fine motor skills, I'm going to suggest some things that families can do to prepare your child for writing. Having magnetic letters displayed in the home, whether it's on the fridge or on a board, provides the child with that continual exposure to our English letter symbols. It allows the child to come up, feel, touch and manipulate the letters around, so they actually then begin to make the connection between the letter symbol and the written symbol. You might want to then set up a really cool writing station somewhere at home, and that can consist of an easel where they can draw, paint, write, and that kind of play helps prepare the brain and the muscles for holding a pencil and forming written words. Having lots of different types of paper, with lines, without lines, coloured paper, cardboard, old cards, anything, texters, pencils, crayons, glitter pens, whatever you have in the house, they're all great writing tools. And again, they're practicing that pincer grip so that it helps them. So when they come to school, they've got a really good pincer grip for holding their pencil. Help them to write their name. This is an empowering experience, and it allows them to begin to identify the letters. And they begin to identify themselves as writers as well. This is an empowering experience, and it allows them to begin to identify themselves as writers, as well as begin to recognise and understand the letters and the sounds in their name. But I do encourage that you actually write their name for them, nice and big, so that again they can use their fingers to trace the letters, and then they can have a go at writing the letter. So always having an example is great. Involve them in your writing activities. For example, making a shopping list together, and point out the words that start with the same letter as the child's name. Once children start learning those letters, you can practice writing them, or engage your child in practicing to write them on paper, in the air, so forming the letter in the air, in the sand, or I love chalk. You might have some nice big chunky chalk, and you can go out on the concrete and again get them to form the letters. This helps them to feel the shape and the motion of the letter. As your child also begins to write letters, caption what they've written. So you've seen that in this picture here, where the parent actually wrote a sentence about the child's picture. Again, this helps them to learn more about letters and words. Keep journals or diary of daily events when you go on holidays. Your child can either draw or paste catalogues in a journal, which could be a scrapbook. And you would write a sentence or two about the experience of the day. Remember, it is important though that you talk about it with your child and encourage them to say a sentence or two before you write. Remember, they are the authors of their work. So what the children are beginning to see here is the connection from the spoken word to the written word. Lastly, but most importantly as well, praise, praise, praise. Whether it is a scribble, a squiggle, letters, praise, praise, praise. We want them to know that we acknowledge all their efforts and value their work. And a really great way to reinforce this is to display their work. So I hope that that has given you some great insight and some further strategies on how to prepare your child for writing.